How many of you think the stock market is live or insentient? Remember this? There was this paper that came out a while back called "Is the Internet Conscious?" Thought it was really thought-provoking. As we close in on AI and the singularity and AGI and stuff like that, can distributed systems be conscious? Right now, we're asking if a bunch of weights can be conscious, which seems very unlikely. Shall we look at some stocks? Oh yeah, I wanted to look at Merck KGaA. This is German Merck. This is not the US Merck. Totally different. They actually started off as the same company, but then when World War II happened, I think America basically just said, you know what? We're taking Merck. That's ours. You guys keep what you got out there, but anything you did in America, that's us. Merck KGaA is quite a bit different from Merck US. And I wonder what KGaA is, because it's usually AJ, which is Onkelstraft. So let's see what the abbreviation means. So I don't know. German Partnership Limited by Shares, 𝗠𝗿𝗁𝗠𝗥𝗧𝗏. So it's like a company, but limited by shares is the 𝗠𝗿𝗁𝗠𝗥𝗧𝗏 of Aktien. I think Gesellschaft basically just means company or business entity. I guess it means social Gesellschaft. Social relations based on impersonal ties as due to a society or organization. So I guess we have our annual report on March 2nd. So it's a couple days from now. Yeah, I'll do some more finance courses. Finance and investing are slightly different things. Finance can be a pretty dry academic subject. Investing is not that dry, but it's not that academic. Finance is a field of study. Investing is more of a craft. And then there's gambling. If I had to pick a programming-related job, it depends on what kind of programming you like to do. You know, for front end, I would certainly be a web developer. For back end, I'd just learn all the databases I could. But those are only two areas. There's a lot more than that. Can I teach you options? Sure. I should probably do a whole options course. People ask about options a lot. I think you should avoid options, to be fair. There's more and more options now, like daily options that are toxic. If you guys want me to trade them like a monkey, I will. If you think that'd be funny, I can trade them, and you can see how some people try to turn $1,000 to $10,000 on the 0-day expiry. But I'm not any better at that than anybody else. I do use options to speculate sometimes, but not often. But yeah, if you want to see me try to monkey my way to $1 million from $5,000, it's going to end up the same way everybody else's ends up, which is losing all of it. So I don't believe in that. I don't think you should do it. I definitely don't think I should do it. It would be funny. It'd be entertaining, but I'm not here to entertain anybody or have fun. I'm here to do what I do normally, and if you enjoy watching it, then that's good on you. But if you don't, I suggest you go do something else. They call it pre here instead of adjusted. We call it adjusted or non-GAAP. They call it pre sometimes in Europe. Learn these crazy things. It's IFRS. This is EBITDA pre. That's pre-reality setting in. Federal Trade Commission will lose in appeals cases and so forth. I'm not worried about them. They always lose. They lost a big case against Meta. They tried to stop Meta from making some tiny acquisition, and they lost. I think the Wall Street Journal had this great story. Journal Lina Khan chalks up another defeat. Oh wow, why I'm resigning as FTC commissioner. Lina Khan's disregard for the rule of law and due process make it impossible for me to continue serving. They tried to buy this small company called Within, and the FTC tried to stop them, and then they lost. Yeah, it's a slam dunk. The many abuses of Lina Khan's FTC. Why is the Wall Street Journal letting her write in the Wall Street Journal? I think there's a editorial that says, "Does the FTC ever win?" Well, I guess against me they won, but that's only at the district court. So we'll see how the appeals court goes. Second Circuit. All right, let's see here. Equity. That's a weird line item. Where's goodwill? No, vol is expensive. You should sell vol, but how many people know if vol is expensive or not expensive? How do you forecast that on a near-term basis? That sounds awfully difficult. All right, what am I missing here? I'm adding something up over and over again, it appears. Let's see. Oh, no, I got it about right. I see. I'm too busy talking to you guys. I'm missing something right in front of my face. 11 billion in debt. Okay, so Merck KGaA is slowly working off all the debt that they accrued from Millipore and the other deals they've done over the years. About $1.25 billion in cash flow. Not a cheap stock. 87 billion euro enterprise value, 4 or 5 billion cash flow. They do have some growth coming from life sciences, but I wonder if some of that growth is COVID related, and well, they should have lapped that by now, I suppose. The pharma business is growing. Where's that growth coming from? It can't be coming from 𝗬𝗏𝗧𝗏. That's such an old, crusty product. 𝗥𝗘𝗍𝗏 is literally metformin. 𝗬𝗏𝗏 is an old tired product too. 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗡, I guess, is doing okay, but that 𝗥𝗘𝗙𝗢𝗏 too. I can't believe anybody likes that product. I guess Bavencio is just a Me Too PD-1, but is that really going to grow that much? Yeah, it's kind of a tired portfolio if you ask me. The life sciences and electronic stuff is pretty good, but so would you pay 17-ish times for, it's not horrible, I guess. The diversity comes in handy. You have a drug business, a life sciences research business, and even electronics, the liquid crystal display business. Really nice, diverse business there. I like businesses like that because they're basically indestructible. But the markets don't like businesses like that because they view them as too distracted. And while it's true that management focus tends to drop when you have several different divisions in one company, if it's well managed, it can really be beneficial. But that's generally the criticism of such businesses. And that's why even Johnson & Johnson, who had been maybe the one company who had been unwilling to the trend of de-merging, decided to split off their consumer business. Here's the consolidated cash flow, which includes this CapEx. So I wasn't including the CapEx in some of my numbers earlier. So 2 billion in CapEx. I'm sorry, 1 billion in CapEx, only about 2 billion in free cash flow for those 9 months. So it doesn't look like a particularly exciting stock. In fact, probably an okay short. I remember when they got this drug, 𝗓𝗠𝗏𝗧𝗏. Sounds like 𝗓𝗠𝗏𝗧𝗏. 𝗓𝗠𝗏𝗧𝗏, ATR inhibitor. This was from Vertex. So I'm actually going to go look at that ATR section because I think a lot of other companies are still pursuing ATR inhibitors. Just because one company fails does not mean that the other companies will fail too. But it's certainly not a good sign if, depends on why it failed, right? But it's generally not a good sign if somebody else is trying to make a mousetrap and you're trying to make a similar mousetrap and they say, oh, our mousetrap doesn't work. You're not usually happy when you hear that, right? You say, oh man, maybe our mousetrap won't work either. And the thing about pharma is you can't adjust your mousetrap, right? You can't adjust your mousetrap halfway while you're making it. You set it and forget it is the point of pharma. You really can't change it. 184 euros. So Merck KGaA is the number 14th biggest drug company by market cap, according to my list here. All right. I'm going to update my oncology sheet for that ATR inhibitor. All right, so I don't have this sheet too filled out, but I add a couple. What's 𝗬𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏's name? Cetuximab, right? Remember 𝗠𝗏𝗏? Oh man, 𝗓𝗏𝗏𝗧 been discontinued. It's too dangerous. And then we have Bavencio. Does anybody know Bavencio's generic name? Pfizer and Merck KGaA's Bavencio, avelumab, berzosertib. Okay, so just got to remember to keep updating this oncology sheet every now and then.